Greetings from the NorthOps studios in Redding, California. I'm your host, Jeff Tonkin, with today's Northern California fire weather webcast. This morning's photo is from the MP18 fire near Hoopa. This fire started yesterday afternoon and was last estimated to be near 35 acres, but did cause the closure of Highway 96. The National Weather Service watch and warning map shows a very colorful west with multiple heat advisories and warnings in pink and orange, air quality alerts due to wildfire smoke in gray, and coastal flood advisories around the Bay Area due to abnormally high tides. As far as red flag warnings and fire weather watches, warnings are in effect today across the northern Rockies region, the lee side of the Cascades in Oregon and Washington for wind and low RH, and portions of central Nevada for lightning. There were 2 lightning strikes recorded over the Northern California Predictive Service areas over the last 24 hours near Kirkwood Summit south of Lake Tahoe, with additional strikes seen along the Central Sierra over the Southern California PSAs. As far as precipitation over the last 24 hours, very light shower activity in the area of yesterday's thunderstorm activity. However, note the amounts are very light across the NorthOps PSAs, indicating less than 0.05 of an inch, while the Central Sierra saw amounts closer to 1/10 of an inch or more, with locally heavier amounts of near 1/2 an inch around the cores of cells. This morning's water vapor imagery looks very similar to yesterday's. A dry band of air stretching across the Pacific over northwest California, Oregon, and into Washington and Idaho in orange. Some monsoonal moisture in blue and gray slowly moving northward over central California, Nevada, and Utah. This moisture is the ingredient to help spawn thunderstorms across Nevada later today, supporting the red flag warning there. Visible imagery this morning shows marine clouds along the north coast again. The monsoonal moisture showing up as mid to high level cumulus across central California and Nevada, while some wildfire smoke can be seen over the Hoopa area, as well as widespread smoke over northeast California. Reviewing the modeled upper level forcing pattern and starting with this morning, shows the stubborn ridge of high pressure still centered over the Four Corners region, stretching westward over the Pacific, but a little flatter today and slightly weaker compared to yesterday. Nonetheless, today will still be very hot across the west, supporting the many heat warnings and advisories. On Monday, shown here, the ridge is still strong over the Four Corners region, but a very subtle and weak trough is seen across far northwest California. This will add a little westerly gustiness to portions of the North State, but also may be the beginning of a more organized trough off the coast later in the week. By Wednesday, shown here, the GFS model indicates a more organized trough in circulation developing off the central coast of California. This will bring south-southeast flow over the state. This flow, along with the monsoonal moisture present, are 2 ingredients we are focusing on for the potential of clouds and thunderstorms toward the mid to late week period and perhaps the upcoming weekend. Looking at model precipitation forecasts from today through Friday does show thunderstorm showers across the Tahoe region, but note a few blips across the Bay Area, Northwest Mountains, and Southern Cascades as well. These would likely occur around the Thursday-Friday time frame. Modeled lightning flash density does indicate some isolated thunderstorm coverage across the Northwest Mountains, Northern Mountains, Sierra Crest, and Southern Cascades on Friday, shown here. Wind patterns remain light today, but as noted earlier, a weak trough does develop off the north coast in the late Sunday-Monday time frame. This will aid in some gustier winds forming. Shown here is Monday, some breezier westerly conditions along the crest and the Bay Area of 20 to 30 miles per hour. Also note the breezy northerlies down the Shasta Valley. With today being one of the hottest days of the week, the corresponding min-RH, shown here, indicates widespread 5 to 15% across areas east of the coastal hills and even along highest elevations. Only the very near coast will see favorable daytime RH values. Reviewing the Northern California 7-day significant fire potential table shows a couple of orange high-risk burn environment boxes for today through Tuesday, reflecting the very hot and dry conditions, along with some additional westerly breeziness. Some high-risk red boxes for lightning way out in day 7, marking higher confidence for the thunderstorm pattern expected to set up across the North State during that time frame. Summarizing today's fire weather webcast highlights, strong high pressure aloft leading to heat wave impacts will continue through the next couple of days before subtle cooling is observed. Localized westerly breeziness will be observed this Sunday through Monday, enhancing the fire threat. 20 to 30 mile per hour westerly gusts can be expected across the coastal gaps, East Bay, Sierra Crest, and Northeast California. Very hot temperatures will combine with critically low RH over all areas east of the near coast through Sunday. Daytime RHs will range from 7 to 12% across most interior areas, while nighttime thermal belts will see very warm conditions along with recoveries ranging from 20 to 30% and locally as low as 15%. Only subtle improvement is expected early next week. Given the prolonged hot and dry period, live and dead fuel conditions are at a point of critical dryness. Confidence in thunderstorm potential is growing for late next week. At this time, isolated to scattered coverage is anticipated for the mountains surrounding the northern Sac Valley on Friday. This concludes today's fire weather webcast.